Hello, everybody. Welcome to this session on IBM SkillsBuild learning program. In this session, I'll be explaining to you about the IBM SkillsBuild learning portal, how to navigate and how to set up your profile, and some of the basic features that we should be aware of as we are doing the learning courses. So to start with, I hope all of you would have received an email with a link to the SkillsBuild portal. If you have not yet received it, you can look for the link in the description of this video. You can click the link and it will open a page which looks something like this. If you have not yet been registered, you will get a prompt which I'll explain to you in a bit. So when you come to this page, there are different options by way of which you can log in. You should always use the option of login with Google. So please remember this, don't click any other options, only the option of login with Google. And when you click here, it will take you to the page where you need to input your own Gmail ID, the same Gmail ID that you have used for registration into this program. So don't use any other Gmail ID because that mapping has to be accurate. So once you log in with your Gmail and password, it will get to a page of the home page of the SkillsBuild portal, which looks like this. In case if you have not yet been registered, you will get a prompt saying you have not yet been registered on the SkillsBuild program. Then please contact us and we'll help you with that. If you have been registered, it will take you to this home page. And for the first time when you are logging in, it will ask you to set up some basic profile options, right? It generally takes you to that page. In case if it doesn't take you to that page and it comes to the home page, it's very simple. Click on your own account and click on the profile. So do this step mandatorily because this is very important for the learning platform to suggest the relevant courses for you. So you have to do this profile options setting without fail, and that should be the first step. So when you click the profile, as you can see, the step 1, it says please select your areas of interest. So there are different job roles given here. You can select any one of your choice. You can tick and tick. I chose 2 of the options here, customer service representative and data analyst. You can select depending on your interest, depending on your background qualification, what you want to be. You can select as many as you can, but to be effective, it's recommended you do 2 or 3 max, right? So that it's very focused. You're not being very diverse in terms of your job role development programs. So that's the first step. So select the job roles as per your interest and your background. Then comes the professional skills. So what are the kind of skills that you want to build on? You can say I have selected all of them because as a master trainer, I wanted to experience what are the different courses. That's why I've selected all of them. But for you, you select what you think are relevant. Again, here as well, you can select and unselect anything you want. There is no restriction here. As I said, you can select all of them. But again, to be in a very targeted way, your learning progress, better to select some 4, 5, or 6 max. 4 to 5 is a good number. So you can always change this profile, right? After a few months, once you think you've done a good number of courses, you can come back and change the professional skills. Then the learning platform will recommend new courses for you. So that's how you keep improving yourself step by step, right? So this is how you click the professional skills based on what aligns with your areas of interest and what is a requirement of the job role as well, right? Then comes the essential skills that you want to develop. So this is a little bit of drill down of this. So there is a correlation that you can draw here. So again, here as well, you can tick all those areas that you think you want to improve. And again, similar suggestion, maybe 4 or so should be a good number to start with. And lastly, the job readiness skills. So what are those skills that you think you want to develop when you're attending an interview, or if you already joined a job, whenever you are looking for a job change after a few years, What are those readiness skills? Here you may click all of them, right? Because these are very basic job readiness skills that one should have. So I would recommend that you can tick all of the options here. That will help you, right? And until if you're not interested in any one of them, you may unselect as you feel appropriate. And lastly, there's an option here which says, yes, SkillsBuild can send me periodic emails. Again, it's a choice, you can tick or not. If you tick, you will get certain updates if there are some enhancements that's going on, or if there are new courses, any new functionalities that is being added, you will get to know. So I recommend you to tick. You can take it off at any point later. Once you have done these options, click on continue. Then it goes to the step 2. Step 2 is just some basic information about your profile. Nothing much to be done, just to check whether your full name is properly typed, because that's what gets printed on your certificates and digital badges. Your profile photo, it's optional, just gives you a professional look. I have added it here. Your email, country, organization partner. So all of this would be set up by default when you're being set up in the system. So once this is done, you click on the done, and that's about it, right? So it is a very simple activity. Complete that without fail, the profile settings. After that, when you log into this page, as you can see here, for the first time you would see the inner genius. You don't see it here because I've already completed it. In my earlier video, if you have not seen the introduction video, please see that. I've explained about inner genius. I'll again repeat some points here. Inner genius is a name given by IBM. It is nothing but it's a simple personality assessment or psychometric assessment, as you would call it. If you are not familiar, you can just Google psychometric on Google. There are lots of methods available, lots of psychometric tests out there in the market. Different organizations, different institutions use different models. IBM has adopted one such very simple but very effective assessment. I request all of you to complete that inner genius assessment as well. And it has a set of questions with some options. And please remember, and I keep telling this again and again, no question has a right or a wrong answer. Okay, please remember this. No question has a right or a wrong answer. Every question will have some options which you choose as per your point of view. What do you feel? What do you think is appropriate? What I may select and what you will select will be different, can be different. So complete that psychometric assessment or inner genius assessment. That typically takes 30 to 40 minutes, let's say 45 minutes. So my suggestion is initiate that inner genius assessment whenever you have undisturbed for at least 45 minutes of time, so you can complete it properly and without any disturbance. So once you have completed that, then you would see the way you are seeing on my screen, your career paths and all of these options. So then now what happens is, based on your profile settings of your job roles, skills, essential skills that you selected, and your inner genius results, the software will recommend some learning courses, right? Because that is what is in line with your inner genius and your job role and essential skills that you have opted for, right? So that's how it works. So there are very few basic options that you need to be aware of. To start with, I'll take you to this recommendation option, as you can see here. And if you click on recommendations learning, it opens up a page which says selected for you by experts. Now, who is an expert? This IBM SkillsBuild platform itself is an expert. Based on whatever selections I have made and my inner genius assessment, some of these options are coming up. Now, this does not mean I can do only these courses. For example, you may not get any of these courses in your expert suggestions, but you can still do this if you search it. And I'll show you in a minute how to search for courses, right? So please remember, there's no restriction in terms of who can do what course. This is all about, this is what is recommended for you based on what you have selected. And these are the different courses. You can just click any one of them. and understand the details and take up that course. So this is the first point in the recommendations. Then if you go to learning, okay, before I take you to the learning, I want you to highlight how to search for a courses. So if you go back to the home page, whenever you want to go back to this home page, just click on this your learning link, takes you here. So let's say, for example, I want to do an interview skills, learning courses. So I just type interview skills here, press enter. I get several learning activities or courses related to interview skills. So let's say one of the options I see here is the ultimate job interview preparation guide. This is more like a web page. Some expert has written about it, and they've given an estimate of 20 minutes. So the idea of, as we can see, every learning activity has a time mentioned. That is to give you an idea how much time it would take if you have to complete it. So it doesn't mean that you have to complete in 20 minutes. So don't have to feel the time pressure. I may take 30 minutes, I may take 40 minutes. If I've not understood it, I can read 2, 3, 4 times. There is no restriction at all. So please don't think that I have to complete in 20 minutes. If I take more time, I'll get some less scorings or less marks. There is no such thing, right? So this is just an indicative time for you to plan. And I can do any one of them. And here, if I go, there's a learning plan which says ace your professional interview. These are job application essentials, and the time estimate given is 2 hours 15 minutes. Right now, again, as I said, you don't need to sit through the 2 hours at a stretch. You can break it into parts. What we generally say is don't drag it too much. I can do it over 5, 6, 7 sittings as well, right? Today I spend half an hour, tomorrow another half an hour, and so on. But don't drag it too much. Try to finish in 2 or 3, sessions so that you can relate it. Because if I take some 5, 6, 10 days, I'll forget what I have read on day 1, right? So from that point of view, it is strongly recommended try to finish as early as possible, 2 to 3 max sessions that you can do. Now there is an option of adding into the queue. Before that, since I've already added this, I'll show you. Okay. Now let's say I've come to this course and I don't have time to do it right away because I have to attend something else, either a class or I have to prepare for my exam, some other agenda I have. But tomorrow I want to do this. But again, I don't want to search and spend time on that. So there's an option known as add to queue, right? As you can see, a black button here, add to queue. When I click on add to queue, what it does is it has added to my learning queue. So then what happens when I log in the next day, I come back to the home page, I go to this learning option and I click on your queue. In the learning, there is your queue, right? When I click on this your queue, as you can see, is your professional interview, this has come up here. So this is how you can add as many courses in your queue, and you can plan, make a schedule for yourself and complete them. Again, another just a suggestion, don't just keep on adding courses, a lot of them, because then it'll throw your planning haywire. Maybe you can add 5 or 6 courses maximum in a queue so that you can plan and prioritize, complete them. And then you can add another 5, 6. So just don't keep on adding 10, 15, 20. There is no limitation, you can add. But the point being, if you add too many courses in queue, it'll confuse you. What should I do first and which one should I prioritize? So add a few courses, maybe 5 or 6 or so, complete them, and then plan for further courses. Right. So this is the other point. And next, when you look at the learning, you can see your completions. Let's say over a period of few days, you completed a few courses. You may choose to keep a track of it by your own methods. But if you come to learning and click on your completions, these are the courses that I have completed. Likewise, you will have a different list. So these are the courses I have completed. I can go through them. And if I want to refresh any one of them, I can go in again. There is no restriction. It is not about once I've completed, it's done. So you can always revisit and refresh your knowledge. So yeah, these are some of the basic features. And it's a very simple learning portal. As you can see, if you navigate and spend some time, I'm sure you'll discover many more points, much more than what I explained. I just touched upon some of the important features that you need to be aware of to get started. So finally, before I conclude, this is an excellent learning platform, and that too coming from a very world famous organization like IBM. Make full use of it. There is no limit whether you do 10 courses, 50 courses, 100 courses. Nobody is going to question you or stop you. It's all about your learning, right? And another thing I wanted to mention, let's say whenever you doing a course, you have to ensure that at the end you tick what is known as mark as complete. So here I have to go inside the course to show you. I don't want to click right now, but once you complete the course, in the course page, you will have an option to complete the course, mark as complete. Please remember to do that. That is what will the software will capture as you have completed the course. That's important to recognize that you have completed it. So there is nobody tracking you, how much time you're taking, whether you're genuinely reading it or not. Believe me, nobody's going to question you or track you. But end of the day, we're all grown-up adults, matured, that what is the ultimate objective of this, right? I am going through several learning courses to enhance my knowledge and skills, and so that I can put it to use in my job or in my next interview. That's how I build my personality, right? I can say I've done 50 courses here, but if I am unable to give a good interview or if I'm unable to do a good job in any organization I work in, it doesn't mean anything, right? So the key point here is be truthful to yourself, be genuine in terms of understanding the concepts, reading through it. If you have not understood, you can go through 2 times, 3 times, any number of times. And even then, if you're not clear, you can contact experts like me and many others and clarify it, right? Because end of the day, it's all about the knowledge that you bring to the table, the skills that you bring to the table. That's what people will recognize for. It doesn't matter whether I have done 50 or 100 courses, right? So this is what I had to say about this platform. So wish you all the best, and I encourage all of you to make full use of this learning platform. Thank you.